Welcome to the CADBuilder training video for use with the Excimer laser tool. Start by clicking the CAD Import tab on the right side of the screen. From here, you can upload your file, which should be on a USB drive connected to the computer. Make sure that your CAD file is saved as a DWG or DXF file, and that your origin is set in a reasonable position. A visualization of your file will appear on the right side of the screen. Notice this warning at the top of the screen. The file seems to be extremely large. It's important to check if our units are incorrect, as they are here. Move this divider such that we can read the numbers in this box, which prints the cursor location. As you move your cursor around the field, check if the numbers in this box make sense. If they don't, go to the File tab and change the value units here. On the upper right part of the screen, there are several useful buttons. This is the zoom button, which lets you zoom in by dragging the cursor up or down. This is the zoom window button, which lets you zoom in by selecting a specific region. This button lets you pan around, and this button returns us to the full field of view. Lastly, this button shows you the axes and origin. Speaking of the origin, this Import Offset section in the File tab allows you to offset the origin. Next to the File tab, there are three more important tabs, such as the Shape tab, from which you can see the possible shapes, the Location tab, from which you can align the origin of the drawing with the position of the inspection camera using this Where Run button, and then there is the Process tab. From here, you can set values for how the layers and features are processed. This CAD recipe has two layers. Let's take a look at them. We can double-click Enabled to disactivate a layer. See that the boxes are removed according to this input. Then, this Priority option defines which layer to run first, second, and so on. Setting Shared Settings to True forces the first settings to be applied to all enabled layers. All of these settings are set to default values, which are described in the SOP. We also have passes per shape, which decides how many times a pattern is repeated, pulse spacing, which sets the distance between laser pulses, and rep rate, which decides the number of laser pulses per second. Once these settings are the way you want them, you can press the Build button to create a recipe for your design. But before you run the recipe, you must first add the header and footer. First, select the first line of the recipe and press this green button to add the header. Then, scroll to the bottom and select Add New Line. Press this purple button to add the footer. If you inspect individual lines of the recipe, you can see that processes are broken down into axes. If you want to customize the mask aligner or RVA settings, you can do it as usual using the Jog RVA and Jog Mask Positioner tabs. Then, to translate these settings to the recipe, press Teach Position here while selecting the RVA settings and mask settings in the recipe, which in this case is lines 6 and 7. You can also customize the target energy here, where you can also see the minimum and maximum allowed values in units millijoules. After you make all the changes you would like to, save your changes by clicking Yes when prompted. When you're ready, you can run the recipe by clicking on the blue play button. If the process needs to be aborted, press the Stop button. Then you must run the global macro footer recipe to return the stage to the inspection configuration and unlock the door.